headlines, President Dr. Moise sent warm greetings to the President and Premier of China on the occasion of the country's 75th National Day. President Moise has extended heartfelt congratulations to the new Prime Minister of Japan, Shigeru Ishiba, and Minister of Economic Development and Trade announces plans for an investor forum in the Maldives designed to attract Saudi businesses. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to PSM News in English. I'm Mahmoud, your host for the evening. Looking into the details, President Dr. Mohamed Moise sent warm greetings to the President of the Republic of China, Xi Jinping, and Premier of the State Council, Li Zhang, on the occasion of China's 75th National Day. In his message to President Xi, Dr. Moise reflected on his successful state visit to China in January and reiterated the Maldives' commitment to the One China principle. He emphasized shared values of mutual respect, sovereign equality, territorial integrity, and non-intervention in internal affairs. The President expressed confidence that the renewed partnership between the Maldives and China would continue to flourish, benefiting both nations. In a separate letter to Premier Li Zhang, President Dr. Moise reaffirmed the Maldives' dedication to deepening cooperation in various areas of mutual interest. He expressed optimism that the close collaboration between the two countries would elevate their already strong and friendly relations. The National Day of China marks the founding of the People's Republic of China in 1949. President Dr. Mohamed Moise has extended heartfelt congratulations to the new Prime Minister of Japan, Shigeru Ishiba. In a social media post, President Dr. Moise expressed confidence in the leadership abilities of Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba, stating that Japan will move towards further progress and prosperity under his leadership. The President conveyed his best wishes to Japan's Prime Minister in fulfilling his responsibilities and reaffirmed the Maldives' commitment to further enhance and strengthen the long-standing bilateral ties between the two countries. Shigeru Ishiba was appointed as the Prime Minister of Japan following the resignation of former Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. An election was held to elect a new president for Japan's Liberal Democratic Party, LDP, as Kishida announced that he will not be running for the position in next tenure. Following this, Ishiba emerged victorious in the election, competing against 9 other candidates. Diplomatic ties between the Maldives and Japan were established on November 14, 1967. This year marks 57 years since the bilateral relations were established. Minister of Economic Development and Trade Mohammed Said announces plans for an investor forum in the Maldives designed to attract Saudi businesses. He shared this information during his current visit to Saudi Arabia while speaking with PSM News. Minister Said mentioned that discussions are underway to organize a Saudi-Dutch business forum in the Maldives, expected to take place in December or January. This event aims to bring Saudi businesses and importers, particularly those interested in investing in the Maldives, to explore available investment opportunities. The minister's visit to Saudi Arabia focuses on strengthening trade relations between the two nations. During his trip, he met with the Saudi Commerce Minister and Chairman of the General Authority of Foreign Trade, Majid bin Abdullah Al Qasabi. In their meeting, Minister Said noted that the Saudi minister highlighted the country's close monitoring of ongoing development projects in the Maldives, particularly in the areas of housing and economic development. The Saudi Minister of Commerce assured that Saudi Arabia would offer comprehensive support for these initiatives. Following the meeting, a memorandum of understanding was signed to enhance trade and economic relations between the Maldives and Saudi Arabia. Governor of the Maldives Monetary Authority, MMA Ahmed Munawar, announced plans for an open market operation set to begin in November, aimed at reducing the excess money circulating in the banking system. He revealed that the MMA board has approved this initiative to address the surplus liquidity. According to the MMA, the previous government printed Maldivian rupiah worth approximately $534 million over 3 years, an amount significantly higher than what was printed over the previous 40 years. Economists warn that this excessive printing has negatively impacted the economy. Governor Munawar explained that the MMA's objective is to decrease the money supply resulting from this past printing. While he acknowledged that the government's cash flow may be affected by MMA's actions, he emphasized that expert advice supports the necessity of this step. MMA plans to implement this reduction gradually, with expectations to target a range between $325 million and $390 million in the market. Economists argue that the rampant money printing was a key factor in the stagnation of the economy towards the end of the last administration, noting that the ruling party, the MDP, had granted the government the authority to print money without limits. They caution that such practices are particularly dangerous for a small economy like the Maldives. Minister of Education Dr. Ismail Shafir has stated that the increasing number of students seeking higher secondary education will play a pivotal role in founding a generation which will significantly contribute to the national productivity and development. Speaking at the inaugural ceremony of the 7th International Teachers Conference, Mr. Dr. Shafir emphasized the government's ongoing efforts to increase the number of students pursuing higher secondary education and enhance the education sector. The minister revealed that the efforts exerted by the Ministry of Education following the recommendations of President Dr. PSMNEWS were fruitful. As such, he disclosed that the number of students enrolled to seek higher secondary education, A-levels, increased by 10% compared to last year. Furthermore, Mr. Dr. Shafir stated that the anticipated results of these works were to see an increasing number of students being enrolled in universities and the overall enhancement of education sector. It also includes building a well-educated generation from universities to contribute to the nation's productivity and development. In his address, Minister Dr. Shafir stressed the significance of evaluating the level in which education is provided in the Maldives. When hosting a special conference for research purposes, the minister affirmed that efforts are underway to identify the challenges within the education sector, increase human resources, and the number of students pursuing higher education. Ministry of Higher Education, Labour and Technology has revealed that it has provided financial assistance to over 1,300,000 students by the end of August. The ministry disclosed that a total of $44.6 million have been provided to 13,866 students seeking higher education. It further stated that efforts are ongoing to provide additional higher education opportunities as well. As such, the ministry stated that discussions were held with the embassies of several countries, including Japan, Turkey, Malaysia, China, and the United Kingdom, with agreements signed pertaining to scholarship opportunities and exchange programs. Developing a skilled and well-educated workforce for the development of the nation and ensuring the provision of employment opportunities in various fields is a pledge of President Dr. PSMNEWS. Aiming to achieve this overachieving goal, the Higher Education Ministry has been providing financial assistance to students seeking higher education while conducting training programs to upskill employees. It has introduced loan schemes, first degree and scholarship schemes, engaged in fruitful discussions with international universities and embassies aiming to provide more opportunities for Maldivian students. We'll return after Isha prayer. Stay tuned.
මම්මාති අසලීම්මගේ දම්මරුතියේ අලිකෝදින් මගේ
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدًا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وبعثه مقامًا محمودًا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
ඒරෙග්ග දුනියග නਜ਼ර ಹುಟ್ಟಿ ಫವಾ ಪೊಡೆತಿ ಮಸಲ್ತ
ಸೇರೋ ವೋತು ಹಂ ಕೊಂತ್ರ
ಎ ಮಸಲ್ ತಹುಗೆ ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಫಹುಗ ತಫ್ಸೀರ್ ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಫುಣ ತಿರಾಸ ಕುರುವ ಪೊಂಟ್
ದುನಿಯೆಗೆ ಖಳಿ ಕೊಮ್ಮೆ ದುವಹಕು ಸೋಳಗಡಿ ತಿರಿಹುಗ PSMNEWS
Welcome back to PSM News. Maldives National Defence Force MNDF Fire and Rescue Services has launched a special operation, Operation Heroes Pass, aiming to inspect the chemical storage facilities in the Maldives. The operation will be conducted with teams of soldiers and police officers from Maldives Police Service (MPS), who will inspect the Greater Malé region distributed to 10 zones. The latest information publicized by MNDF indicates that the teams have so far investigated and approved 7 storage facilities, 7 shops and 35 residential sites. MNDF states that this initiative assists in conveniently identifying the places spreading chemicals illegally or storing chemicals such that it disrupts the safety of the public. It also stated that the operation will help to determine the buildings within the Greater Malé region which are vulnerable to fire incidents. Under the operation, MNDF will inspect these facilities to ensure that they have the necessary equipment required to turn off fires. Operation Heroes Pass commenced today and is set to conclude on October 15. The operation will be conducted in collaboration with MPS, MNDF, Malé Area Command and 6 government institutions. Minister of Social and Family Development Dr. Aishat Shiham has emphasized the government's commitment to ensuring the health and happiness of the elderly population. In an interview with PSMNEWS, marking International Day of the Elderly, she highlighted the importance of providing opportunities for older individuals to share their experiences and skills. Minister Shiham stated that the primary goal is to promote the physical, mental and social well-being of all Maldivians. Current statistics reveal that approximately 5% of the population, over 20,000 individuals, are elderly. She described the elderly as the custodians of past experiences and wisdom, noting that society must be prepared to honor and support them. The minister acknowledged the love and care that families, communities and organizations already provide to older adults. The government is actively working on establishing elderly centers across the nation as part of its broader vision. Mr. Shiham expressed optimism that these initiatives will yield positive outcomes, helping older individuals lead healthier, more engaged lives. The minister urged families to prioritize the health and well-being of their elderly members, ensuring they receive the care and attention they deserve. Maldives Marketing and Public Relations Corporation (MMPRC) has decided to host the Data Destination Advancement Through Analytics Conference with global experts, aiming to promote the tourism of the Maldives through the power of data analytics. MMPRC stated that the conference aims to market tourism and provide assistance to parties working in the tourism industry, announcing that the registration opportunities for the conference have been opened. This year's conference theme, Embracing Data for Destination Success, highlights the critical role of analytics in driving growth and sustainability in the travel industry. The conference is set to take place on October 16. In collaboration with eTourism Frontiers (ETF), the conference will feature significant discussions with key representatives within the tourism industry. It will serve as a platform for sharing and analyzing data and statistics, and will include panel discussions and networking opportunities designed to foster innovation and collaboration. MMPRC stated that the conference will equip attendees with the essential tools and knowledge to dive deep into destination insights, mine data effectively for strategic decision-making, develop targeted questions that drive meaningful results, and stay ahead of emerging travel trends. Maldives has been nominated for 6 awards of the World Travel Awards, WTA World Travel Market, WTM World's Leading category. This year also, the Maldives has been nominated for the most prestigious award of WTA World's Leading Destination. Established in 1993, the WTA is recognized as the premier accolade in the global tourism industry, celebrating excellence and innovation across various sectors. The winners are selected by well-known professionals within the tourism industry, experts and tourists. The award prioritizes the tourism industry and tourists. Maldives' nomination in WTA are World's Leading Destination 2024, World's Leading Green Destination 2024, World's Leading Dive Destination 2024, World's Leading Honeymoon Destination 2024, World's Leading Beach Destination 2024, World's Leading Tourism Board 2024. Maldives Marketing and Public Relations Corporation, MMPRC, opportunities are now open for the public to cast their votes on these awards. Indian police on Tuesday detained hundreds of Samsung electronic workers and union members for organizing a street protest as a strike at the South Korean firm's home appliances plant in Tamil Nadu state entered its fourth week. More than 1,000 workers have disrupted operations and protested in a makeshift tent close to the factory near the city of Chennai since September 9. They have demanded higher wages and union recognition at the plant, which accounts for roughly a third of Samsung's annual Indian revenue of $12 billion. State President of influential labor group, the Center of Indian Trade Unions, CITU, Sundrajan said a solidarity strike will take place in all the factories all over, including all the trade unions. The protests cast a shadow over Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's drive for foreign investors to make in India and is India's biggest such strike in recent years. Samsung has said the striking workers risk losing their jobs. Samsung previously said the average monthly salary of full-time manufacturing workers at the plant is nearly double that of similar workers in the region, and that it was open to engaging with workers and to resolve the matter. Samsung workers earn 25,000 rupees or $300 on average each month and demand a raise of 36,000 rupees a month reached within 3 years. The UN Security Council unanimously agreed on Monday to authorize for another year an international security force helping fight armed gangs in Haiti, but a U.S. push for a plan to transform it into a UN peacekeeping mission was dropped from the resolution because of opposition by Russia and China. The United States is now focused on supporting a call in the General Assembly last week by the head of Haiti's Transition Council, Edgar LeBlanc, for a UN peacekeeping mission. U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Linda Thomas Greenfield, told the Council. Haitian leaders last week warned of worsening insecurity in the Caribbean country. Powerful gangs armed with weapons largely trafficked from the United States have united in the capital under a common alliance and now control most of the city and are expanding to nearby areas. The security mission, while approved by the UN Security Council, is not a United Nations operation and currently relies on voluntary contributions. The mission has so far made little progress toward helping Haiti restore order with only 400 Kenyan police officers on the ground and a lack of funding. China and Russia, both council veto powers along with the US, France and Britain, say the international security mission should be given more time to establish itself. Haiti's gangs are subjected to a UN arms embargo. UN peacekeepers were deployed to Haiti in 2004 after a rebellion led to the ouster and exile of then-President Jean-Bertrand Aristide. Peacekeeping troops left in 2017 and were replaced by UN police who left in 2019. Haitians are wary of an armed UN presence. The country was free of cholera until 2010 when UN peacekeepers dumped infected sewage into a river. More than 9,000 people died of the disease and some 800,000 fell ill. Manchester City forward Phil Foden has so far struggled to scale anywhere near the heights of last season, but manager Pep Guardiola believes his campaign is about to lift off. Speaking ahead of City's Champions League clash away in Slovakia against Slovan Bratislava, Guardiola said he was not concerned, saying the 24-year-old is getting back up to speed. Foden scored 28 goals for club and country in all competitions and was named PFA Player of the Year, but has begun 4 of his 5 games this time on the bench, with his only start coming against Watford in the League Cup. City drew their opening Champions League group game 0-0 at home to Inter Milan and will be expected to dispatch of Bratislava on Tuesday with ease. Archaeologists in northern Peru have uncovered evidence that could point to a woman ruling in a coastal valley during the ancient Moche culture over 1,300 years ago, including a used throne and scenes in elaborate wall paintings. Research Program Director Jessica Orit said the murals could indicate it was a woman who used the space, possibly a ruler. Archaeologists found a pillared throne room lined with murals showing a powerful woman intertwined with sea creatures and representations of a crescent moon sitting on a throne and receiving visitors. Evidence such as human hair and stone erosion indicated the throne was occupied by a real person. Archaeologists believe the throne room dates from the 7th century AD, a time when the Moche culture occupied the coastal valleys of northwestern Peru. Archaeologists discovered a nearby room overlooking a square they dubbed the Chamber of the Braided Serpents due to a mural of a figure with legs intertwined with snakes, a motif that has not previously been uncovered. The room has other murals showing warriors, anthropomorphized weapons, and a monster chasing a man, and archaeologists believe ritual burnings were made here. The findings were made at the Panamacra site near the Pacific coast over 400 kilometers north of the capital, an area famous for its colorful murals. The Andean nation is rich in archaeological sites, many of these thousands of years old, and was over 500 years ago home to the Inca Empire that dominated swaths of South America's highlands until the arrival of the Spanish. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant day ahead. Bye-bye.
मी जमान तक वंदन हल्लु नुवै गेतोरुगे मस्तदे ताबद इरादु कविया हल्लु दिंदान हल्लु कोद्दे
ಅಳಗಣ್ಮೆಂಗೆ ಮೀ ರಾಜ್ಯಗ ತರಗ್ಗಿಗೆ ಗಿನ ಮಶ್ರೂತಕ್ಕೆ ಕುರಿಯಂಗೆ ಬಗೆಂದೆ ಉಮ್ರಾಣಿ ತರಗ್ಗಿಗೆ ದಾಯರಾ ರಾಜ್ಯಗೆ ಏಕಿ ಕಂಕೊಳ್ತವಗ ಕುರಿಯತ ಮಶ್ರೂತಗೆ ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಫಹುಗೆ ತಫ್ಸಿಲತ
ರನ್ವೇ ಮಿ ಉನ್ನನಿ ಮ್ಯಾಗಂಡು ಕೊತ್ತಿಂ ಬಯಕ ಪಹಾದಾಫ
ಮಿ ಮಶ್ರೂತ ಕುರಿಯಗೆಂದನಿ ಗಿನ ಗೊಂಜೆಹೊಂತಕ ಕಾಯಕು
ಹಗೀಗತಕ ಮುಳಿ ಮಾಲೆಯಂ ಹಲ್ಲೆಂ ಅಣ್ಣಾಣಿ ಮುಳಿ ಮಾಲೆಗೆ ಹುರಿಹಾ ಮಗುತಕ ಹೆದಿಗೆ ಮಾಲೆಗೆ ಹುರಿಹಾ ತನಕ ಸ್ಟೋಮ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಡ್ರೈನೇಜ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇದ್ದೇವಿಗೆ
ರೈತುಗೆ ಹೋಫ್ರಂತಕ ಗೊಳಿಫವಾ ಮಿ ಮಶ್ರೂತಗೆ ತಫ್ಸೀಲ್ ಅಲ್ಮೆನ್ ಬೆಲು ತೆರಿನ